Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me.
Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure review, and today we are going to jump into the time machine and travel back 10 years to the year 2013 as we look at this action figure, Mattel Movie Masters Faora from Superman Man of Steel, the live action feature by Zack Snyder. Alright, so this character is Faora as portrayed by actress Antje Traue. Some people might also know this character as Ursa. This figure came out back in 2013. It was part of Mattel's Movie Masters line that pertained to Man of Steel. The Movie Masters line also saw action figures in the Christian Bale Dark Knight films and also the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern film. Alright, this is a beautiful figure, as you can see right here. Despite the fact that this figure is 10 years old, the detailing and the paint application is really strong, and I believe it still holds up today. The one flaw in this action figure when compared to a modern action figure is probably the articulation. The articulation scheme for back then was, more sufficient than like your standard action figure. But nowadays it kind of feels a little bit, a little bit archaic. Let's take a look at the articulation real quick. The head rotates, arms move, and they also go outward. There's a bicep cut, so it allows them to swivel. Articulated elbows, but only single pinned. Articulated wrists. There is no swivel at the waist, but I stand corrected. There is a swivel at the waist right there. There is no ab crunch. That's what I meant to say. So you can swivel at the waist, but you can't crunch back, and you cannot arch back also. Or you can't arch forward, and you can't arch back. The legs kick up. They kick out, and it utilizes the older fashioned T-bar joint, which you might not be able to see here. Or is it a ball joint? Oh no, it's not the T-bar joints. It's a standard hip joint. There's the cut above the knee, so it swivels right there. Single pinned knee, and then single pinned ankle. So this figure stands in at about, if I had to guess, maybe 6 inches. Just a hair under 6 inches. And it's a beautiful figure. Even though the scale's slightly smaller than what most fans expect from an action figure nowadays. Like I said, the detailing is amazing. There's beautiful texturing on her under armor. Her exterior armor has signs of distress with some dry brushing effects, so it looks battle worn and scarred. The likeness is pretty decent to the actress, and the sculpting is pretty fair for the most part on the hair. The cape is pretty well done, and if you notice, there's a slight gradation from the top to the bottom, where it starts off kind of like a very dark, heavy grayish blue, and then as you transcend downward, it gets into this kind of like muddy brown. Overall, it's a great figure, and it's an excellent companion piece to the rest of the Movie Masters line from the Man of Steel. For example, here is the Michael Shannon General Zod from Man of Steel, and here he is without his helmet. You pair the figures together, and it's pretty awesome, It's kind of cool to see both of the figures in their full armor and standing next to each other. I was really fond of this line when it first came out. I remember some of these figures for me were kind of difficult to find. None of my local stores had them. I remember I had to drive out to like a Kmart, like 15, 20 minutes away from my house, just to find these. But they're excellent. I have such fond memories of the film and of these figures in particular. Alright, so is this something you need in your collection? I think it kind of depends. If you're collecting during this time period and you passed on these figures, and if you have fond memories of the Henry Cavill live action films, I think this is worth a purchase. I don't think they go for too much on the secondary market. And for me, I just like having them. I was a big fan of the Movie Masters line. I love the Green Lantern figures. I love the Dark Knight figures. And it was just pretty awesome when Mattel tackled Man of Steel. Unfortunately, the Movie Masters line wasn't necessarily short-lived, but that quality of figure, like the live action figures, were kind of carried over into like their DC Classics and Extended Universe and Multiverse lines. All right, with that being said, let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, later.